Some surprising new data from a major study documenting drug use over the last 10 years of expanded access to cannabis shows American adults are doing more dope today than ever before, but the kids are not. Can I get a round of applause for that, please? Yeah.
You're gonna have to hold on a second. Adam's doing something else there. There we go.
So my question to you all is cannabis actually saving the children? I think it is. The study was led by Delvon Mattingly, a behavioral science professor at the University of Kentucky, and published in September edition of the National Institute of Health's Drug and Alcohol Dependence Report. The research documented 500,000 people's cannabis usage between 2013 and 2022. The results uncovered a few peculiar data points never before highlighted in studies of this type, like the increase of cannabis use in American households earning more than $75,000 a year, as well as those with a college degree, or that cannabis use was the highest among non-Hispanic multiracial people compared to the other races and ethnicities. What? But the biggest takeaway by far is the stuff that just might become nightmare fuel for years to come for prohibitionist prophet Kevin Sabet and his Project Sam acolytes. It is that we now have a massive amount of empirical data supporting the notion that the spread of cannabis legalization has not increased drug usage among America's youth. Here's what Professor Mattingly had to say. We used data from the National Survey on Drug Use and Health and really just estimated the prevalence of use. We also examined trends in current cannabis use, which was defined as any use in the past 30 days, as well as prevalence patterns and trends in use by age, gender, race, and ethnicity, educational attainment, and total annual family income. The Guardian's Hannah Harris Green reported that Mattingly said that he was surprised to learn that teen cannabis use had remained stagnant during that period. He had expected to see an increase. Still, he said that this data might not tell us the entire story. The study looked at youth from ages 12 to 17 as one category, partly because more specific data could violate the confidentiality of minors. If we were able to disaggregate the data a little more and look at the changes between like middle to high school youth, for example, we may see an increase. Sounds like the good professor showing a bit of prohibitionist bias here, but I digress, because Hannah Green went on to write about the recent CDC data finding that cannabis use has decreased among high schoolers from 23% using it in 2013 to 17% in 2023. She also noted the possibility that state-level legalization has curtailed teen cannabis use because recreational dispensaries are strictly forbidden from selling to anyone under 21 and are often required to scan IDs and make sure that they are authentic, unlike many bars and liquor stores. Jordan Gett, a postdoctoral fellow at Rutgers Center of Alcohol and Substance Use Studies, said that there could be other factors at play. For example, the pandemic influenced substance use trends. We saw a sharp decline in cannabis use among teens during the pandemic, likely due to several factors such as less time with peers and increased time with parental supervision. And teenagers seem to be using fewer illicit substances in general. For example, alcohol use and vaping have both decreased among 8th through 12th graders since 2020. So I don't think that this decrease in cannabis prevalence among teens is specifically due to cannabis legalization, but is rather more reflective of a broader trend in post-pandemic substance use, end quote. While teens might be abstaining more, the study's numbers on income and educational attainment show that people with higher socioeconomic status are now more likely to use cannabis. Use among people in higher income households and those with college degrees have more than doubled. Only about 4% of people with a college degree used cannabis in 2013, while nearly 13% did in 2022. Among people in households earning $75,000 or more, 6% used cannabis in 2013, while 13% did in 2022. Gett says that this is probably because legalization has also changed how people perceive the plant. Now that cannabis is legalized product in many states, we see celebrities and professional athletes endorse cannabis products, she said. Dispensaries popping up in expensive neighborhoods or near college campuses might also attract people from high-income demographics. Mattingly says that the increased access to medical cannabis might also explain some of the change because higher income is correlated to access to healthcare. And in states that have legalized medical cannabis use, he added, you may see oftentimes that especially older adults may be using cannabis to combat pain. Another finding that stood out to Mattingly was that cannabis use was highest among non-Hispanic multiracial people compared to other races and ethnicities. Looking at you, mixed folks out there. Over 25% of people in this category, which is rarely highlighted in scientific research, because who the fuck asked that, use cannabis in 2022. I believe that the population density of multiracial folk in the U.S. is increasing. So naturally, as we conduct more observational research over time, we're going to see more representation of a multiracial group, he said. These folks need to be included in more research. In the past, you don't see it as often because everybody's fucking mixed, dude. So, well, but there you have it, guys.
You said
right?
It. You said it. We're soundbiting that.
Didn't say it. More American adults are using drugs because the world sucks and they have to deal with it. Kids, on the other hand, the kids are all right. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High 9 News. What do you guys think?
Yay, mixed kids.
Oh, right? Boy.
Cannabis saves the kids. I see the headline now.
I've never seen
the kids.
Never seen anybody categorized as non-Hispanic, multiracial.
I'm still waiting for a box on all of these federal documents to say I'm, Middle Eastern and not a Pacific Asian islander.
Hold on, you'd be non-Hispanic. You qualify under the non-Hispanic.
Yeah, what is that though? That's crazy.
Yeah,
right.
Come on.
I mean, when we go out of the country,
multiracial, biracial, other.
I mean,
I'm other on all that.
Multi.
And
I check all the boxes that apply.
No, this is how bad it is. The government, when I went to college, I applied for a student loan program through FAFSA, and they told me I was a Caucasian minority, and I didn't deserve any money from the government. What? Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
They know you're rich.
Sounds about right to me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
They followed the money.
A little too white.
It's either you're white, you're black, or you are a illegal. That's what it means.
It's crazy. I'd rather be Hispanic, I think.
Mm-hmm. You think? Well, I mean, in all fairness, Saman, when we do go out of the country into other states, you do tell people that you're from Ecuador.
Well, that's for political reasons only.
Just saying.
Yeah, okay, Saman.
But what do y'all think about the data, though? I think this is a great sign. They surveyed over 500,000 people. There's a massive amount of data collected over the last 10 years, and I think there's a big middle finger, big fuck you to Kevin Sabet,
it is.
Project Sam, and anybody else saying we got to save the kids, we must protect.
I know.
The children.
Actually, I'm sure Project
Sam
saving
the kids.
I'm sure Project Sam is already working on a counter study to this to disprove this study because that is what they do best. But I think
to say is it was George Soros funded, right?
I think what a lot of this is actually doing this as far as a normalization of cannabis is just making it not as cool for kids to want to do.
Yeah.
And their parents are doing it, they don't want to do it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, even back then, their parents were doing it, but it was more taboo. And now it's kind of like more like having a
now
beer.
It's like,
kind of thing.
Your mama ate a gummy and she thinks she's cool. I definitely don't want to eat gummy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, but the truth is, as they mentioned in the article, dispensaries are strict. How many minors have you sold weed to, Jason?
Mm-hmm. How many minors?
0.
I've never sold weed to a minor.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's too risky.
You never sold weed to
well, maybe when I was a minor.
Yeah,
as a dispensary owner.
As a dispensary owner, no, I never have. No. Oh, except for hold on. No, I actually have when it was on behest selling it to their parents to treat sick children. I have done that 100%.
So you have sold.
That doesn't count, Jason. That's to a patient.
I'm just saying. I get it. I'm just saying that's the only instance.
That patient was a minor.